Hi, everyone. How are we? Marvel's Daredevil here. I know this is something a little different for this channel, but here we are. Hi, Joe. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? Um, my girlfriend for this year, she got me this really cool Marvel Advent calendar. And inside there are a festive countdown, including 24 comic books. So I thought it might be fun to open this with you guys and read a little comic book. And yeah. Hi, Orange. How are you? Hello. There's a shout out for you. Hey, how are you, Navimoon Art? Good to see you, my friend. Um, I don't know if I should wait for more people to get here or if I should just get going. David, Lord of Squirrels, this is a little different. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. But yeah, so my girlfriend gave me this Marvel Advent calendar that has a couple comic books in it. So I thought it'd be really fun to read them to you guys. I haven't opened this yet, so it's going to be a little different. Um, I'm going to try and do one of these a day. And so if you can join us, awesome. But if you can't, that's also awesome. So no worries. But let's get started, shall we? Okay, get this open. And we have, as you can see, the lovely little countdown. I never understood why they didn't just put them in order, one and work your way down all the way to 24. I am Daredevil, yes. I believe this is a season uh, season 2 early Daredevil. But yeah, so here you go. And like I said, I never understood why they didn't have like the countdown just in order. That's always bugged me, but that's all right. You want Palpatine? Well, good thing I do a lot of Palpatine on this channel. I posted 2 videos today of Palpatine that you can go watch. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, let's find number 1 is up here. Can I get it out with my glove? Maybe. Yes, I can. So there we go. Number 1. Hi there. Goodbye, Orange. So I do have one hand that's free because I didn't know how these were going to work. So let's see. What do we have there? Looks like a little Spider-Man. The story of Spider-Man. So yeah. Let's give this a little read. I hope I can read it. I am blind, but superpowers. I can hear the words on the page. This calendar needs to be in braille so you can see the numbers. It's very true. Hey, thank you very much. I'm glad you like the costume. The countdown is not in order so you can confuse and entertain. Okay, that's a very good question there. Very good. Is it in braille? It is not in braille. I wish it was in braille. That would make it better. Or maybe it's in braille. Let's see. Let me turn the first page and I'll feel it. Oh, it is. There we go. So this says The Story of Spider-Man by Autumn Publishing. And there we go. The Story of Spider-Man. Let's turn the next page. All right. Peter Parker was just your average teenager from Queens, New York. He lived with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, and he attended Midtown High. Peter was very studious and was considered one of the smartest kids in school. Unfortunately, his good grades didn't make him very popular with some of his classmates. There you go. Flash Thompson, the school bully, regularly tormented Peter. One day, Flash punched him to the ground, and Peter's books and papers scattered everywhere. "Hey, Parker, you dropped your books," Flash sneered. School was tough for Peter, but he was always happy at home. Aunt May and Uncle Ben loved Peter completely. Uncle Ben always reminded Peter that he was going to do something special with his life. And there's the. I'm feeling it with my fingers. You're you're incredibly smart. No, this is Aunt May. You're incredibly smart, Peter, Aunt May said. You have the ability to be anything you want to be. Well, I actually was thinking I might want to be a scientist someday, Peter replied. Uncle Ben put his arm around Peter. Being a scientist is a very important job. Science is a power. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility. There you go. How can I read it? I'm feeling it with my fingers. That's how I can read it. All right. Then one day, Peter's life changed. While he was on a school trip to the science hall, he was excited to see a real life scientist at work. But while Peter looked around the exhibits, a spider passed through a radioactive wave. Peter was so distracted he didn't notice the radioactive spider headed right towards him. At that moment, the radioactive spider bit Peter. He could never have imagined what an impact that one bite would have on his life. Peter Parker would never be the same. Of course, Galaxies of My Heart. I'm having fun reading it. All right. Before Peter knew it, he had adopted many characteristics of a spider. He could cling to walls, he was super strong, and he also had a spider sense. This meant that Peter experienced a strong tingling feeling that alerted him to danger. These skills made Peter extremely powerful. It is a very small book, that's true. Peter wanted to keep his identity a secret, so he stayed up all night creating a spider suit and mask. He even stitched a large spider on the front of it. Okay, so it's not as easy as it looks, Peter thought. There we go. This reminds me a lot of the first Tobey Maguire film right here. I do think the spider had the high ground. Like all teenagers, Peter wanted to make money. He needed a job where he could use his powers to his advantage. So Peter became a wrestler. Please welcome to the ring, Spider Man! The announcer's voice would boom. Peter used his powers to defeat every opponent. One night, Peter noticed the wrestling gym was being burgled. That's a word. It was being burgled. Peter didn't care about the thief, and the thief ended up getting away. There we go. When Peter got home later that night, he saw police cars in front of his house. He raced inside and found that someone had attacked and hurt Uncle Ben. Aunt May and Peter were devastated. The police officers told Peter not to worry because they had the criminal cornered in an old warehouse, but Peter knew he had to take matters into his own hands. This is very much like the Tobey Maguire film. Peter put on his Spider-Man suit and swung through the city. He was determined to avenge Uncle Ben. At last, Peter arrived at the warehouse. It was time to prove to himself and the world that he was worthy of his great powers. This is getting exciting. All right, here we go. The thief was stunned as Spider-Man shot a web and trapped him. But Spider-Man was in for a shock. After getting a good look at the crook, he realized that it was the same criminal he had watched escape from the wrestling gym. If only I had stopped him then, thought Peter. He vowed that from then on he would help others whenever it was in his power. He would never let anything like this happen again. Just 1 month earlier, Peter would have been busy studying for his chemistry exam like any normal teenager, but everything had changed. From time to time, but everything had changed. I got lost. Where? But everything had changed. He might still have to do homework from time to time, but Peter was also Spider-Man. The next day at school, everyone couldn't stop talking about Spider-Man. I think he's great, Flash said as he looked at the article about the new hero. He's just trying to help the city. Peter smiled. If only Flash knew who Spider-Man really was. There we go. The next day, Spider-Man heard about another criminal on the loose in Manhattan. It was Electro, a supervillain who had the ability to control electricity. Spider-Man swung down to confront the evil criminal and use his web shooters to defeat him. In that moment, Spider-Man realized something. It was his destiny to always protect others, and it worked. And if he worked hard enough, maybe one day he could become a great superhero. Spider-Man thought back to the words that Uncle Ben always used to say. With great power comes great responsibility. There you go. This Electro definitely looks like the Andrew Garfield Electro. We're just meshing all the stories together for this little one. Peter Parker might seem like a normal teenager, but there's a part of him that is extremely special. He's a superhero who can scale buildings and spin webs. He is the amazing Spider-Man. And there you go. Last little page there with Peter and Spider-Man all together. Excellent. I know I can't see, that's why I was touching it with my fingers. So there you go. Our first day on the Marvel Advent Calendar was a little tribute to our good friend, the Spider-Man. We do have 23 more days in this Marvel Advent Calendar countdown. I don't know if I'll always be Daredevil. I might try being some other Marvel characters, or maybe just myself some of the days. But I think this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you join me tomorrow for another one. Maybe I can dress up like Wolverine. Who knows? No, thank you, everyone. It's great. I love that so many of you are here. You did enjoy it. I'm very glad. Dress up as Iron Man. Now, that would be something. That's true. Before I go, are there any questions? When are you live again? I'm going live again tomorrow, probably about a similar time, to read you book number 2 of this little Spider-Man thing. No, it's not going to be Spider-Man. Like I said, it's a Marvel countdown, so we'll be doing the whole countdown. I'm glad you found it entertaining, my friends. Dress up as Spidey. I might be able to do that. Or Green Goblin. That would be fun. Is there a second book? There are going to be 24 books in total. And this is just book number 1. And it was the story of Spider-Man. But I'm going to wrap this up. I hope that you all enjoyed this. Remember, like our friend Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibilities. So make sure you go out there, use your powers for good, and, make the world a better place around you, especially this time of year. So thank you so much, my friends, and I hope to talk to you all soon. Have a great one. I've got to end this.